Is this thing on? Is this thing on? We're going to find out in a minute. We're going to find out if we're on or not. I think we're live. Hello, everybody. Is anybody here? Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm your buddy. I'm your friend, Uncle Bruce. I really am. I'm a really friendly person. Hope you're doing okay. Thank you for joining me today. Today's date, Wednesday, December 17th, 2025. Coming up to the end of the year awful fast. We're in the middle of tax loss selling, I suppose. We may have had 3 days of tax loss selling just finish yesterday. 3 days in a row, the markets were down. This morning, the markets are a little higher. I get the impression, my personal opinion, I think the market is, let off a little bit of steam here and there. A few stocks have hit their 52-week highs in the last month or so with the markets in general. And now we're seeing the fallout from that, a little, 5 to 10% pullback in some cases. Quite healthy to have it. And now I kind of wonder between now and the end of the year if we're going to kind of meander along here and not really drop that much, maybe even possibly move up a little bit. Because I'll tell you right now, your buddy Uncle Bruce is telling you the markets are going higher. They're going higher. The Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500. They're all going higher. So watch out. Let's see what happens. I'm hoping my audio's okay. Let me know if you're having any issues out there. I see a couple of comments. Appreciate you all. I'm trying to see what's wrong with my computer as usual, or what's the issue right now. I've got a couple of glitchy messages showing up on my screen, but hopefully this is all working out for you. And thank you all very much for joining me today. We are, like I said, up 95 on the futures for the Dow. We're up about 23 on S&P, 104 on NASDAQ. Is this a great, fabulous, incredible opening? No. This is kind of a nothing burger, and so that's what we're doing. Thompson's son says, Thompson Patterson, audio's okay now. Thank you for letting me in on that. Hopefully the stream is okay. I'm showing a little bit of glitchy reaction here, but that might be an internal problem for my computer, not with you. I'm just a guy in front of an Apple MacBook Pro who doesn't know what he's doing. How you doing? I had an interesting day the other day, and I wasn't going to talk about this, but I thought I'd mention it. And this happens to me quite often, actually. When I meet people for the first time that don't know who I am, that don't know what I do, it's interesting when they ask me, what have you, what have you done with your career, or are you working, or anything else? And then I casually mention, and I don't even think about it. I just go, well, I'm a YouTube creator, and if I talk to anyone that's under 30 years of age, and I mention that, they are instantly enthralled with what are you? You you are a creator, and well, what do you what's your channel called? What do you talk about, kind of thing? And I'll mention Stock Markets with Bruce. I usually mention that channel as the #1 channel. I'll say, well, that's my most active channel, is my Stock Markets with Bruce. And my one-liner is I help people get rich. That's what I say. What do you do on YouTube? I talk about the stock markets and help people get rich. And of course, they're very interested. And if they are under 30 and they're in any way entrepreneurial, do the questions start coming? Oh my God, what's the name of your channel? And how long you've been doing it? And it's most entertaining. Anyway, the other day I was getting a haircut. You may have noticed I'm a little shaved here, and I got my beard trimmed a little bit. For the first time in my life, I actually had a beard trim. Unbelievable. And the young gentleman that was working on me was just absolutely captivated. And I think I was supposed to be done in his barber's chair in like 15 minutes, and he stretched it to like a half hour. I just wanted to make sure everything's just fine, and I got all the little things. And he's just hungry for information. And I told him what I try to tell people is that I help people make money in the stock market by not doing what everyone else is doing in the stock market, and that is become an option writer, not be an option gambler, be the casino. And he was just blown away. He immediately grabbed his phone and he subscribed to the channel. He said, "Is this it?" I said, "Yeah, this is the channel. Here's my traveling channel. Here's the other one." He subscribed to that one. I said, "And you can watch me anytime you want. You can rewatch the episodes. And if you really want to learn how to make money, well, you'll find out that I have lessons, and you'll figure it out." Speaking of lessons, before I forget, the Black Friday sale, a lot of you out there have responded to me. You've asked me, "Hey, am I too late to get it? I forgot. I wanted to get this deal." A lot of you have indicated to me, "Bruce, I just need 3 lessons to finish my collection, or 5 or 9 or 2. Some of you have said to me, "I want all of the classes." I've decided that for my New Year's resolution, I'm going to buy all of your classes on sale for $150 a shot, and I'm going to be serious about making money. If you want to get all 19 classes, it's going to run you $2,850. So you save, you save $950. But for $2,850, if you're going to take all my classes, I'm going to throw it back at you. How many options do you need to write to get $2,850 back from your investment into yourself? If you've got $25,000 to write 10 cash secured puts on SoFi for January 2027, let's say, and that, as you know and I know, that is a very conservative strategy to do. 10 cash secured puts for a year from now at $25 a share. How much are you bringing in? You're bringing in what, $3, $4, $5 a contract? If you bring in $4 a contract, you're bringing in $4,000. You paid $2,850 to get all 19 of my classes. You're talking about 2 hours a class, ballpark. We're talking almost 40 hours of class time. This is going to take you a while, and it should take you a while. This is a college class that I've put together, really, all in plain English, as many of you know. And I've been putting the classes out since 2021. Here we are, 2025. And if you watch 1 a week, 2 a week, it's going to take you 10 to 20 weeks to see them all. You decide when it's time to go after it and take a shot at yourself, whether you want to really better your odds of winning in this market. Look, I tell, as you know, I tell all of you on a regular basis, you serious about making money, you better be the casino in this market, because no one is going to help you on the other side. You want to gamble and try to make money by being an option buyer, good luck to you, because you are up against every obstacle known to man, including the time obstacle. Cheers, all of you from around the world who join me, have been joining me over the years. I thought today I'd go live and say hi to you all, kind of give you my opinion on where we're at. A little bit of caffeine-free Diet Coke. I've already had my coffee. I'm all caffeined up. It is 5:41 here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's 7:41 in New York. And I'm imagining in Europe it's 3:41, something like that in London, maybe 4:41 in Europe, or I'm off an hour or two. Welcome, one and all, to the program. A quick little update for you regulars who follow me on an ongoing basis. Jen and I are about to embark on a little getaway that we've been working on. You might know, many of you are aware that I have been talking up the idea of going to Australia and New Zealand for the last year and a bit. And a quick update for you. We are going to travel around the globe together, Jennifer and I. But we are not going to be going to Australia. Not Australia or New Zealand. And it's not because of what happened the other day, unfortunately, in Bondi Beach. Nothing to do with it. We just found that we could not, Jennifer and I, we could not, what's the word I'm looking for? We couldn't find an itinerary that just made us go, yeah, let's do it. And the costs involved to get down there, and you have to understand, we're not going to fly economy 15 hours nonstop on a plane. At the age that we are now, that's not going to happen. We have to have lie flat seats. We have to, Jen with her artificial hips and in my advanced age, with all the wear and tear you've given me over the last 5 years, we got to go business class. And so we've done the cost analysis, and that's all I've been doing for the last 6 months. Cost analysis of this trip, and it's come to it's come out where every combination we've tried to figure out to get down there just doesn't work. And the United States is off our calendar. We're not entering the United States of America. We're not even interested in connecting through America right now. I want nothing to do with it at the point. So we are flying to Europe. We're heading to London, and we're going to be in Malta for a week. The first week of the new year. We're out of here New Year's Eve. We're flying out of here New Year's Eve, and we'll be in Malta for the first week of the new year. And then we will be grabbing a cruise ship out of Southampton. We're going to be on a Cunard liner, and we're going to be taking a 6-week cruise from Southampton to Singapore. And this will be the longest cruise we've ever done in one shot. Very much looking forward to it. Many stops along the way, including Cape Town, Sri Lanka, Kuala Lumpur, and from Singapore, once we stay there a few extra days, I'm heading back to Japan, and I'm taking Jen with me. We're heading to Tokyo in the latter part of February, and we'll be together there for about 2 weeks. I'm going to show her some of Japan, and then Jen comes back to Calgary, and I stay another couple of weeks on my own in Japan, a little longer, and we'll be back here at the end of March approximately. So I'm going around the world. Jen is going around the world with me. We're doing it on a bit of a flight cruise combination, and we're kind of excited about it. This is an itinerary we are excited about. The Australia thing, New Zealand thing, we couldn't figure out whether we wanted to be just Australia for a month, then fly to New Zealand for 2 or 3, 4 weeks. Do we want to rent an RV? We kicked that out the door. No, we just are too old to do this. We're just not interested in being so committed to this kind of a trip. We are lazy people, and we want to unpack and just have someone else make breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and someone else make up the room, and clean the bathroom when we're out of the room, and housekeeping. And a cruise just fit the bill on that. And anyway, we're just taking it easy and enjoying ourselves. So that's what's going to happen. I will be on the air. I will have internet wherever I go. And so, trust me, I'll be trading my accounts like many of you are trading your accounts wherever you are. And we'll be writing options. We'll be doing cash secured puts. I'll be looking at credit spreads. I'll be looking at all kinds of strategies. to put together while on the road as we are getting ready to go. So anyway, there's the story. Say hi to me if you like. Where are you watching me from today? Will any of you be in Malta for the first week of the new year? Maybe we can get together for a cool libation in Malta. Perhaps that's possible. Are any of you going to be on the Queen Anne cruise ship for 42 days? Or will any of you be in Cape Town when that ship arrives in Cape Town? How about Singapore? Any of you going to be in Singapore when we get to Singapore around the 22nd of February, 23rd, 24th, 25th of February? Love to say hi to you. How about Japan? Anybody going to be in Tokyo? We're not sure. I'm not sure yet where we're going to be in Tokyo. I don't know where in Japan, whether we're going to, am I going to grab Jen and put her on a bullet train? Or are we heading to Osaka together? Or are we headed to Kyoto, or we headed somewhere? I don't know yet. It's too soon. We're going to figure that out later. Anyway, that's the story. So say hi. Tell me where you are. Where are you guys? Where will you be? And by the way, thank you for those of you already who've been answering my poll question of the day. How are you doing as an option writer? How has your year been for you? I'm asking today the question, what kind of percentage money is your account higher because you're an option writer? Are you making 0 to 10%? Are you making 10 to 30% this year? Are you making 30 to 50% on your money? And did you make more than 50% on your account, or all your accounts combined? You figure it out and let me know. I've had a number of you definitely respond to the question. I appreciate it. 19 of you have responded on the vertical format here to the question. 47% of you say, I've only made 0 to 10%, Bruce. 26% say 10 to 30%. 11% of you say 30 to 50%. And 16% say I made over 50% on my money. Writing options. On the other channel, we're on a wide format here, where I think most of you are. 45% of you so far are saying 0 to 10%. 10 to 30%, 26%, about a quarter of you. 13% of you say I've made between 30 and 50% on my account, and 17% of you are saying over 50% returns so far. So if you have a moment, hit that poll question and give us your thought. And if you can find the thumbs up button, by all means, help us out with that as well, and throw us a thumbs up. Thank you all very much for joining me. Again, classes are on sale till December 31st. They're $150 each. Buy 1, 2, 7, 9, all 19, up to you. Instructions are down below in the description. All you need to do is make a donation to my PayPal account. The details are down below. Send me a private email. Again, the address is down below. And just tell me, Bruce, I've sent you $150 US. I've sent you 300. I've sent you 2,850. Here are the class numbers I would like. I would like this one class. I want these 2 classes. I want these 5 classes. I want all 19 classes. What I find with viewers is that those who buy classes become the most serious winners in the market. They go, I've got money on the line here, and I'm not going to fool around with it. There's this guy on YouTube I've sent money to. I'm going to watch a couple of his classes, and if I like him and I understand him, I'm going to grab the other classes. And if I'm putting money on the table to learn how to write options, I'm going to learn how to write options. And I congratulate those of you who have stepped up and made the move since 2021 to do this. There are a diehard number of you out there, probably now in the thousands, who have written options once, twice, 10 times, every week. There is no set program here as to what you should or should not do. Do not be fooled or in any way waylaid that you take my lessons, watch my lessons, sometimes again and again and again, and you're only going to do covered call writing, or you're only going to do cash secured put trading. you follow my classes, even if you're only interested in being a covered call writer, you own stock and you want to write calls against your stock, you might go in with that attitude. But by the time you follow these lessons a little further down the road, you may find that certain kinds of trading appeals to you as well. And I wanted to give you a general overview of just what kind of option writing you can do. And for some of you, it may not work at all. And for some of you, it might be exactly what you're looking for, depending how old you are, what your economic situation is. Are you dealing with funds that are just in a margin account? Are you dealing with funds inside a retirement account? There's so many scenarios out there from age 20 to age 90 and everywhere in between. And so when I talk to you in general about writing options, I am not talking to any one person here. I'm talking to all of you as a group, and you've got to find what part of the option market really turns you on and what turns you off. And I'm hoping that the 19 lessons, I'm pretty confident that the 19 lessons that I've created will address in part of the option market that you really want to know about. And I have been told many times where people say to me, Uncle Bruce, I had a preconceived notion of what option writing was. I've been bombarded by the Robin Hoods of the world. I've been bombarded by Fidelity, Schwab, Webull, all these guys. And they were giving me the impression that this would be the option world that I would go into. But then you put out these classes, these lessons, and in plain English, I began to figure out, oh, wait a minute, no, this kind of option writing doesn't work for me or turn me on or wouldn't work for my portfolio. However, this kind of option writing, cash secured puts or poor man covered calls or credit spreads really talks to me. Giddy up. I know some of you have asked me on the air, and you've asked me privately, is it possible for me to quit my day job to become an option writer full-time? And if it is, what amount of capital do I need to have to really comfortably be able to say, okay, I'm going to walk away from that paycheck every week or two and now devote myself full-time to being a gatekeeper, a manager of my own assets? How much cash do I have to have under administration? Or could I just say, could I have a situation where, you know what, Bruce, I own 1,000 shares of GameStop that I've had forever. I've got 2,000 or 3,000 shares of Sofi that I've had for a long time. And I have a couple hundred shares of this stock and this ETF and other investments. Can I write options on all this stuff? The answer is yes. The question is, do you have enough of these assets to be a call writer, just a covered call writer? And can you bring enough premium in on a monthly, quarterly basis where you can extract money out of your account to live on, and you can leave capital in the account to compound and grow? The answer is yes. This is definitely doable, but it is also doable that for some of you, as you learn the art of option writing, you're going to figure out on your own, you know what, Bruce, I'm not going to be just a shareholder of stocks and then write call options against them. I am actually finding that where I can bring in the most capital in the most comfortable way for me is I'm going to be a cash secured put writer. And I love SoFi and I love GameStop and like you, Bruce, I believe these shares can go much higher in price. I am going to sell these shares for a gain or a loss in 2025 or 2026, and I'm going to become a cash secured put writer instead. And I'm offering to buy back the very stock that I love at a price I choose for a total amount of time that I choose. and I'm going to bring in a premium against it. And Uncle Bruce, I figured out that I can write 20 cash secured puts on SoFi or 40 cash secured puts on 4 different stocks. I can do 10, 10, 10, and 10. Write groups of 10 cash secured puts on 4 different companies. And that income coming in on a quarterly basis, there's more than enough income out of there for me to live on, because I'm writing out of the money contracts that have no value. They only have a time value, and they're going to shrink because I'm already looking at contracts that, instead of having 3 months to live, I'm looking at contracts that have 2 months to live, that have a month to live, the same strike that I want to write for a 3-month contract, and I can see the shrinkage in front of me already happening. And I've done the mathematics, and Uncle Bruce, because of your lessons, I have the confidence to say, I'm going to write nothing but cash secured puts, sit on nothing but cash, and I'm going to draw interest income in my account on my cash balances, depending on the brokerage firm you have. And I'm going to watch the shrinkage more than cover my life. And I don't need to be at the office anymore. I can quit this overbearing job, or I can walk away from basically a job I'm about to be eliminated from, because AI is coming to get me. AI is already knocking people out of here, left, right, and center. I want to be proactive here. I do not want to be caught getting laid off and now only having 3 months or 1 month of money to live on. I want a secondary income. I want to build it, doing option writing. Thank you very much, Bruce. I've spent some dollars on your classes, and I'm getting a reward. Remember, 1 class is $150. 10 classes is $1,500. So if you're serious and you take the first 10 classes, I have a feeling you're going to have enough knowledge just from those 10 classes to do covered call writing, cash secured put writing, likely some spreads already, definitely poor man covered call writing. And you'll have picked up a whole bunch of tips about the psychology of the market, the options market in general. You're going to be a lot more educated on how this market works. And I got to tell you right now, kids, you are up against some real professionals out there who make it their business to be full-time writers. I'm just getting you to join these guys. I'm trying to get you in the upper 20 percentile of knowledge to become an option writer. Okay, enough of that. They're on sale to the 31st, and I'm on an airplane on the 31st in the evening. So after the 31st, if you have any questions about it, I will answer your questions, but it'll be from Europe. So you're going to have to give us a couple of days as we adjust for time changes and flights. But you'll probably hear from me from Malta by the time the new year comes around, and we'll keep you posted on what's going on. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Lisa, thank you for checking in and saying hi to me today. Bobby, welcome. Thank you. Thomas is here. Nighthawk, welcome. Who else is in the house this morning? We got VZ here. Rodents, of course, from Dortmund is here. Welcome, friends. And we have Richard Carlin in the house. Welcome. And Macro is here. Thank you all for joining me and popping in first thing this morning. Derek is here. Stephen is here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Kevin in the house from Lakeland, Florida. How you doing, buddy? Welcome from Florida. Eddie Martin, good morning to you. ALA is here. Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas and happy holidays, of course, to all of you. The best of the season for all of you and your family. DH Investing. Hey, good morning, Uncle Bruce. Good morning. Cash account is up 71%, and my dad's retirement account is up 52% year to date. It's been a damn good year. This is not an uncommon comment that I get from people. I'm kind of curious. Those of you out there who've you're new to writing options. Let's say in the last year or two, you've started writing. I got to imagine that many of you out there who've been comparing your returns on your option writing returns compared to what you used to get from maybe managed accounts that you had. Maybe you were maybe you were part of the 401k group at work, and your money was being managed by, a huge hedge fund operator on behalf of your employer and all the employees. I'm curious to know, what kind of results did you used to get before you became an option writer and really started making some dough? I can imagine that for some of you out there, over the last 1, 2, 3, even 4 years, that if you don't make 30, 40, 50% a year, you think there's something wrong now, compared to the old days when, what did you used to make from your 401k? Did you used to get 6, 8% a year, 10% a year, 4% a year, 3%? I'd love to hear that. Welcome to the party, pal, says Stock Jockey. JRP is here. John Tox is here from the Kuala Lumpur. Welcome, John. Who else is here? Let's see. Here we go. ALA says the best way to get to Asia from Canada, in my honest opinion, is cruising via Hawaii in late September, October, when the Alaskan cruises switch to Asia cruises. Yeah, I've looked into these quite a bit. Out of Vancouver, he's saying, yes, I know what you mean. Out of Vancouver, I've looked at those, and I've looked at cruises through the Panama Canal, even, Alaska down the coast, Panama Canal over to the Bahamas. But Asia, yeah, you've got to you got to look at the Alaska Australia way possible. We just found that for us, this worked, that we could work our way onto a Cunard ship, which is a 5-star cruise line. We were very happy last year on the Queen Mary 2. We were on that cruise ship for 29 days. On 3 separate cruises. We loved it. Now we're going to be on Queen Anne, which is the newest ship Cunard has. Very much looking forward to this adventure. Passing off the coast of Portugal and Spain, going to the Canary Islands, and ultimately down to Namibia and South Africa, several stops, Mauritius and Sri Lanka, and then over towards Malaysia and Singapore. We're quite excited about it. Roden says, my mother was in Malta. It is a beautiful place, worth it to spend there a little bit more time. Jen and I were in Malta this past October. We were there for a full day on a cruise, and we didn't even get off the ship. We just relaxed on the ship, but beautiful. The sail out was fantastic. And I've done my research on Malta. I've been very much looking forward to, for years, to spend some time there. So we thought, let's take that opportunity. Thank you to Not a Lurker Anymore, sub and like. Thank you very much. Good morning, all, from Jellyfish Playa. Hello, everybody. Let's see what else is going on here. Yeah, Tim wants to know with GameStop. What's up with GameStop? I'm going to talk about GameStop in a minute. Good on you. That's awesome, says John Talks. I'm leaving Kuala Lumpur in the morning and spending Christmas and New Year in Thailand. Right on, John. I'm just so excited for you. You're traveling. This is good stuff, man. Beautiful. Murray says, hey, Bruce, we will be in New Zealand from mid-February back around the beginning of the second week of March. If you're still around, we can show you around Izu, Japan. And I've had an invitation already from Murray. One never knows. We'll see just how it all comes together. I'm very much looking forward to returning to Japan. Have been since I was there last year. I've been saying to Jen, you got to come with me. Let me show you just what it's really like. Forget about what you think of Japan or what you thought of from the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s. Let me show you Japan today. This is an unbelievable place. Amy is here. Good morning. Thank you all for popping in and saying hi to me. How are you, everybody? It's 6:06 a.m. here in Calgary, 8:06 New York. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Thank you. Here's a very good comment. ALA says, for the lurkers out there, those of you just watching this guy, whether you're watching him live or you're watching him on a rerun, Get the classes. Start at the beginning. I would say start at number 1, number 2, 3, and 4. Get the first thing. Get the first 4 or 5 going. Then try it with a paper account and see if it works for you. I honestly answered 50% to the poll. This is the thing that I have said a million times to those of you who are skeptics or not so sure about option writing. You don't have to put your money on the table to do your first option write. Your first option write can be a pretend account, a practice account with all of the firms out there, I'm sure, offering them by now. Many of these online, app firms offering practice accounts left, right, and center. You can take advantage of this and give it a try. And then write one option on one stock, write one cash secured put on SoFi, put $2,500 on the table, and write a $25 cash secured put for Jan 26, June 26, Jan 27, and see how it performs. What do you got though? I mean, you got anything to really lose here? I don't think so. Just saying. Charlie is in the house. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Good morning to all. Thank you, my friend. Good morning from Jen. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. Here's a little comment here about SoFi from Ed. Breaking new rankings, top 100 U.S. banks by assets under administration for the period ending September 30. 2025. SoFi moved from 61 to 58. They're the 58th largest bank in America. SoFi gained $4 or $5 billion in assets under management, surpassing Everbank. There you go. That's a company on its way, no question about it. Duke is here saying good morning. Bobby is saying we've got Jamaica in our sights for a 2026 trip, upgrading to the privilege package from amount we bought in last year for the amount that we made last year. Right on. Thank you. And then Ed goes on to say here also, now that Ares joined the S&P 500, the candidate list for March shows that SoFi is now the financial stock with the highest market cap on the candidate list to the moon in 2026. Yes. The day that SoFi joins the S&P is quickly approaching. It's just a matter of not a lot of time. We just have to wait it out, and all hell's going to break loose, in my humble opinion. Absolutely. Juan in the house. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, sir. We got Miles here. Miles says here, I started writing options February 28th with $237,000. Today it's worth $416,000. Cash secured puts and some leap options. I can't thank you enough for your classes, and please do more of these live YouTubes like you did in the past. Well, I used to be on every day, 5 days a week. That was hard work, and I was younger then. But thank you all so very much. Thank you. Roden's making all kinds of comments to me. You can catch up on his comments left, right, and center. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And everyone appreciates you, of course. Thank you again for answering my poll question today, kids. Let me know, how are you doing as an option writer? We have... on one poll, we have 44% of you saying I've generated 0 to 10% this past year in returns. 30% are saying I've made between 10 and 30% on my account. 11% are saying 30 to 50% returns, and over 50% returns, 15% of you. So a majority making more than 10% on your money from one of the polls. On the other broadcast today, we've got 37% saying 0 to 10%. There are more participants in this poll. 34% of you were responding, I've been making 10 to 30% on my money this year, Bruce, because of option writing. 30 to 50%, 12% of you there. And over 50% returns on my money, 18%. Making more than 50% return because I'm an option writer. thank you everyone for this. It is much appreciated. If you're able to give us a thumbs up this morning, that would be a terrific thing. Please help us out if you can. We are, as I said earlier this morning, we're in the green this morning so far. Markets seem to be up a little bit. We got the Qs up 291. The Dow right now is ahead about 111 points in the pre-market. S&P is up about 23 points. NASDAQ up 108. Gold is up $14 an ounce to 43.46. Silver is at $66, up 260 US. And crude oil up 96 cents a barrel at 56.23. I don't know if crude can hold that gain much longer because there's 1.4 billion barrels of oil in tankers around the world. And oil is quickly running out of places to be stored. There's a lot of oil out there waiting to get to market, and the world is using less of it these days, and that will continue as we go forward. So far in the pre-market, I see Rocket Lab up $1.37. It looks like SoFi is ahead about 24 cents this morning in the pre-market. It looks like we've got a GameStop sitting at about a 2-cent pullback at this point. Not too much change over there. Let me just refresh everything. Here we go. Yeah, Rocket Lab up 129, SoFi up 24, GameStop down 2. Other stocks of note, AI at 14.55 up 6. Supermicro up 28 to 31.94. Tesla is down 44 cents after gaining 14.57 yesterday. NVIDIA's up 25 cents. Apple up about 53. Amazon up 283. It's been on a bit of a down track, now sitting around 225.39. Alphabet up 145. Meta up $1.20. Microsoft ahead 241 this morning. AST Space Mobile up 183 to 70.20. And Unity holding 45.16 up 58 cents at the moment. Welcome all to the program. Thoughts from me to you regarding GameStop and regarding SoFi in particular, but also the markets in general. For 2026, this YouTuber predicts that the markets will be higher overall. They're going to hit new higher highs than they've already hit back in November. The big thing to remember about the markets are the Magnificent Seven, the 7 stocks that, if they were to falter, would make the markets drop everywhere. The Magnificent Seven have all got massive cash balances. They're not drowning in cash, but boy, if you add it up between all 7, there are hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in their bank accounts. On top of that, you can now take the next 20 stocks behind them, the next 20 largest market cap companies on the planet. They're all cash rich. Even Oracle is cash rich. Netflix, you name it. Now, I know Netflix is in the middle of a takeover battle with, Paramount and all that stuff. Doesn't matter. The markets in general, the majority of the S&P 500 companies are not in desperate need of raising cash to survive. They're all making money. Now, everyone? No, not every single last one are making money. But you take the top 50 S&P 500s right now. Take the Dow 30, you take the NASDAQ 100. A vast majority of these corporations are making more and more profits every year. Their third quarter numbers came out, second quarters came out. Very, very good. SoFi, GameStop are making money. They are profitable. Just a little story on GameStop for you. GameStop back in 2020 was spending almost $2 billion a year on what is known as SG&A expenses. What does that mean? These are the expenses that are known as selling, general, and administrative expenses. Nothing to do with gross sales. Gross sales and cost of sales gives you a profit or a loss. That That is not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the corporation as a whole, with all of its head office expenses, all of its administrative expenses, its commissions, all combined were almost $2 billion. This is back in 2020 when Ryan Cohen came in and bought up 14% of the free trading stock on the open market. He bought the stock way back then, anywhere from like $4.50, $5 a share, all the way to $16 a share. And this is before the 4-for-1 split that happened later, I think in 21, 22. In effect, Ryan Cohen bought 14% of GameStop for between $1 a share and $4.50 a share, $4.25 a share. And today it's trading at $22.31 or $88, $89 a share if you go back to the 2020 timeframe. Now, the SG&A expenses have been brought down and brought down and brought down by the management team of Ryan Cohen. All the former senior officers of GameStop are gone. The directors have been completely replaced. The senior management replaced. Distribution centers completely revamped. Thousands of stores have been closed, which means a ton of employees have been let go, not only at the store levels, but also at head office levels. The international operations are being blown out and walked away from. The SG&A expenses now are running at about $880 million. And this is what I wanted to make sure you get through your mind. I want you to understand something about how much money GameStop is making and going to make going forward. GameStop is not spending $1.2 billion on SG&A anymore that they used to. That's $100 million a month in lower expenses. Okay, so what this means, $100 million a month less in expenses to run their business. Now, the pessimists out there are saying, yeah, but look, their sales are down. They have fewer stores. Their sales are down. I look at it from the other side of the coin. The cost to bring in $1 of sales is falling. The cost of bringing in a sale is dropping. You're growing by shrinking. Funny enough, oddly enough, the fact that the company is sitting on almost $9 billion in cash and bringing in about, I think, about $1 million a day, $30 million a month in interest, also changes the equation. It's a $30 million swing of capital coming in with a $100 million swing of capital going out. That's $130 million a month, right there. The stores are much leaner and they are fewer and farther between because the stores being kept open are the profitable locations. And on top of everything else, the makeup of sales from 2020 to today has been completely redone. Almost half of all revenue coming in the front door of GameStop in 2026 will be from collectibles. We're talking Pokemon cards, Magic cards, sports cards, and other collectible items that run the gamut from comics to you name it. The margins that these guys are generating from collectibles cannot compare to the slim margins they used to get back in 2020 on their entire sales of hardware and software. Gaming sales of gaming systems and the latest version of games are maybe 10 to 15% margins. Collectibles are upwards of 50% margins, and they could be better than that. This company has transformed itself and evolved itself away from just being a gaming center to now being gaming headquarters and collectible headquarters for the United States. This is a big, big business with a lot of growth opportunity from here, a lot of upside from here. And so there are people going into GameStop stores that never went into GameStop before. People who are in the collectible game are now going into GameStop. They were not gamers. They may have been partially, occasionally a gamer, but they were mainly collectors. These are people now being attracted to the GameStop story and the GameStop location. I expect in 27 and 2028, the next 2 years, GameStop's SG&A expenses will continue to fall. Don't be surprised if they go down to 600 million, maybe 500 million, which in the big picture means they'll have reduced their expenses from 2 billion a year approximately to 500 million a year in the span of 5-6 years. This is massive. And their margins are dramatically growing, which means their stores are profitable right now. All of their stores combined, if you take a look at their last several quarters, you'll note that gross sales less cost of sales, they're making money over there. SG&A expenses are plummeting, that's saving money over there, and the interest expenses, interest earned on capitals that they're sitting on, is much higher than ever before. And I am not even telling you what are they going to do with $9 billion in cash. That's the next shoe to drop. GameStop is going to trade on an earnings fundamental going forward. GameStop is not going to trade on what meme investors believe will happen. GameStop is not going to trade on all of a sudden a new short squeeze. There will not be a short squeeze scenario on GameStop in 2026. It's unlikely. I think that every short seller who wants out will be replaced by a short seller who wants in. That I don't see that affecting the stock. What's going to affect GameStop is the earnings per share that the company is generating and about to generate 1 year going forward. And I personally believe we're going to witness a number of analysts and followers of the stock and so on come out and say the company's going to generate $1 a share profit, $2 a share profit, $3 a share profit going forward. And the stock will trade on fundamentals. The question is, what PE multiple will GameStop ultimately go for once the earnings reach $1.50 a share? If they generate 600, 700 million in profit, are they going to trade at 30 times earnings? Would that be 30 times $1.50 a share earnings? That's a $45 stock. Multiply that by 4, and you got a $180 company. Remember back in 2020, the stock had not split 4 for 1. If these guys are going to trade at 30 times $2 a share earnings for 2026, 2027, 30 times $2 a share, that's a $60 stock, which is $240 pre-split. Those numbers in any way sound familiar to any of you who've been with me for a while? You remember the $200 GameStop stock? You remember those days? I'm talking about after it hit over 300 and came back into the 200s, the 150s and 200s. Remember that? Very possible that we are going to see those kinds of levels. Here we are at 22.28. The cash breakup value of GameStop with its Bitcoin and its cash on hand is $9.3 billion, something like that, $9.2 billion. The enterprise value of their profitable stores, which are becoming more profitable every quarter, I don't know, are they worth $2 billion? Are they worth $3 billion? Are they going to be worth $5 billion at the end of 26? That puts the company at 14-15 billion market cap. Market value, actual breakup value, 15 billion. Right now, GameStop at 22.28 is trading at $9.98 billion. $10 billion market cap right now. Are they on their way to 15? That's 50% more. That is a $33 stock on actual breakup value. I'm not talking about potential earning revenue and all that sort of stuff. The PE multiple is a separate indicator by itself. The upside of GameStop is minimum 50%, more likely 100%. I can see it doubling in the next year on earnings and fundamentals. We'll see what they do with the $9 billion in cash. That can change everything. The company will not become part of the S&P 500 in 2026. GameStop is not going to be an S&P 500 stock, not in the next year. This company is going to have to be investing its $9 billion in other entities that can be valued out. And I have made my opinion clear as a bell for the last 2 years. These guys need to diversify. They're setting themselves up to become an investment company. I think that's where they're headed. Are they going to, in the next year, sell their stores to a private hedge fund and cash in $5 or $6 billion on top of the 9 or 10 they've got? They're going to be then 16 billion cash, and they're going to get involved in 5 public companies or 5 about to become public companies, IPOs, pre-IPOs, where they're going to get into $15 billion of investing that's going to turn into $60 billion in market cap a year later. Only Ryan Cohen knows. I can't answer that. But in the meantime, this stock is a bargain at $22.28. That's my humble opinion. To be clear and to be transparent, I have written cash secured puts on GameStop back in August of this past year. I've been sitting on cash secured puts, $25 cash secured puts expiring January 16th, 2026. My contracts have a month to go. They're in the money right now, about $2.70, but I sold them at $5.50, and they're trading at around 3-ish right now. I'm ahead. I think the shares can go higher between now and the third Friday of January. But I'm in a profit position. Anytime I want to take it, I can take it and shift into further out puts or different strikes. I'm in a profit position. So to be transparent, that's where I'm at, because I trade now. Whereas when I was live every day, I did not trade every day. I didn't trade at all. Welcome. Jarrett says, good morning from a murky Cincinnati. Thank you, everybody. Charlie says, I have over 20 contracts expiring. Jan 16 on SoFi, 20 contracts on SoFi and GameStop. It's almost time to roll and make some more premiums. My portfolio was up 43% in the past year. I love this game. Thank you, Charlie, for all of your comments the past 2 years, 3 years, your donations, your everything. I love you. Thank you, buddy. Number 49 on the thumbs up meter too. Thanks, Charlie. What else is going on? A Belgian Waffle wants to know, if you take out their debts, are they cash rich? You have to understand something about the debts that GameStop has. They carry on the books zero interest bonds that they've issued. These zero interest notes or bonds are convertible into stock, I think at about $28 to $29 a piece, all the way to 2030. So for another 4 years, okay? They've got free money, about $4+ billion from these bonds. So they have about $5 billion in capital, Bitcoin cash, that is not obligated for any bond whatsoever. The company has the option at their leisure to pay off the bonds in cash, or they could force the bonds into stock if the stock breaks that $30, $33, $35 level. I believe the way it works, no, I believe it's $28, $29. That the $28, $29 conversion price is equal to about 130% of the stock price when they issued those notes. So if the stock breaks $30 a share, SoFi could convert the notes into stock and not have any debt whatsoever. And if you look at the financials that they've issued, they have told the world that there could be 520 million shares out there if all of the notes are converted to stock. Personally, I would love that story, because if they're generating $1.50 a share in profits and they're trading at 30 times earnings, that's a $45 stock. They convert their debt into stock. Stock won't go down in price. It'll go up in price. So don't mind this deal at all. No, I'm fine. Juan is sitting here. I couldn't resist selling my BILs yesterday and picking up some more GameStop cash secured puts. In 2025, I wrote 21 contracts. Right on. Let's see. Here we go. Tim is saying here, collectibles is clearly the bullish play. These things are cyclical, and I wonder what the next pivot will be. Ryan is a smart dude, and will have step 2 and 3 in mind at ATM already. And Tortuga says, my SoFi cash secured puts, I got 29s. They expired Friday. No big deal. Now let's talk about SoFi. I've talked about GameStop. Let's talk about SoFi. We're up 16 cents this morning right now at 26.74. I'm waiting for an official announcement from SoFi to the market. I'm waiting for SoFi to officially announce that they have closed their offering for $1.5 billion, which will turn into a $1.7 billion cash raise at $27.50. I've been waiting for that to come out now for several days, and I haven't yet seen it. Let me just double check press releases this morning if there's anything out yet in the last little while. My computer is incredibly slow. No, nothing yet. I have not seen the official press release. And any of you out there who are watching the SoFi SEC filings, I know some of you watch those very closely. I'm expecting any time the official filing to be done by SoFi, closing and announcing the closing of the financing for the $1.7 billion at $27.50. It's in any day event, in my humble opinion. I think it's brilliant. It's a beautiful fourth quarter move. It's a perfect way to raise this additional cash before the year end, so that in the first quarter of 2026, they're going to show an even larger asset under administration figure, moving them even higher on the banking list. They'll eventually become, in no doubt at all in my mind, they will be a top 50 U.S. bank. No question about that. They'll probably break into the top 40 in the not too distant future. Might be another year and a half, but they will be a top 40 U.S. bank, and they will continue to climb. They are growing at a very fast rate, and assets under administration growing wonderfully. The company continues to innovate into new products. They now, I believe, allow people to buy and sell contracts, option contracts. I'm not sure if you can write contracts yet with SoFi, but that's only a matter of a few months away. They will eventually run a full-service brokerage operation. Their loan portfolio is going to continue to grow. I have a suspicion that somehow, some way, SoFi will be taking advantage of an opportunity to make a major move into the student loan portfolio of the federal government. I have the vibe that the Trump administration is very eager to step away from the student loan business. They have canceled almost every opportunity for students to be waived and be given a complete waiver on their payments. Um, rightly or wrongly, that's what they've done. But I expect SoFi to be given the opportunity to acquire a pretty serious chunk of the student loan financing business, which will allow them to approach lenders, the borrowers, and say to all of them, hey, your loan is now part of our network. We're open here to work with you. We're helping you, with online banking. We can help you with consolidating your debts from elsewhere. We're more than happy to reach out to you and work with you for helping you finance these loans. Blah blah blah. Again, I'm expecting good things from that division. I really am. Nothing sinister or bad whatsoever. Interest rates have been dropping at the Fed now, 0.75%. I think there's another couple of rate drops to happen in 2026. Theoretically, this will be good for SoFi. Believe it or not, higher rates usually means banks make more money. Lower rates usually means banks make less money. I think SoFi, in its growing portfolio of 30-40% a year, are going to add a ton of new clients to the business, and they pay a very healthy interest rate on cash balances. And I think this is stealing business from all kinds of operations out there. And so that's where I'm at. SoFi's upside. The all-time high is about 32.50, something like that, all-time high. I think we're going to break newer all-time highs just on earnings. We don't need any hype. The stock doesn't need any promotion. It doesn't need to be written up by an analyst, and that'll be the thing. I believe that the bank is making a ton more money on the top line and net earnings, and with another 1.7 billion cash in its hands before the end of this month, this outfit is going to make even more capital than estimated. Wall Street is way behind on estimates, and SoFi will break analysts again. They will outperform the estimates per share per quarter, and revamps will have to be done for the year 2026. And I'm thinking a target of between $40 and $45 for SoFi in 2026, based on earnings, just results. Everything is off the table the moment the company is added to the S&P 500. And that changes all dynamics, in my opinion. I believe SoFi could catch a wave of momentum that Palantir caught when it was added or announced to be added into the S&P 500. I have said this before. I'm saying it again. I'm not backing away from this prediction. By the time January is done, I'm certain I will have been writing cash secured puts myself on SoFi, and I expect to do very well with cash secured puts going forward. If you're into $25 to $30 cash secured puts, even 35s, all the way out to Jan 27, and you can go further than that if you want, but Jan 27, I think you're going to do incredibly well with SoFi cash secured puts. Now, you can also write on not only GameStop cash secured puts and SoFi cash secured puts, you can also get into put credit spreads on both of those stocks. And you can do 2-week, 1 month, 6-week, 8-week put credit spreads on these shares, and I think you could do very, very nicely. If you are able to stay on top of your account as a full-time trader, you are likely doing put credit spreads already on a number of different stocks. But GameStop and SoFi are definitely available now to be used for put credit spreads. On SoFi, I would be in the low 20s, 20 to 21, 22 range, 23. On GameStop, I have been telling you viewers now for years that if you're about $4 or $5 behind the stock, $3 behind the stock, I think you're in a very safe place. GameStop, if you can be writing 18, 19, and $20 put credit spreads somewhere in that neighborhood there with a $1 spread, a $2 spread, a $3 spread, SoFi and or GameStop, I think you've got some nice profits available to you. You just have to check your option chains. If you've taken my classes to learn how to write credit spreads on calls and puts, you know exactly what we're talking about here. There are some real opportunities here to score some serious gains. If you really want to quit your day job, you want to retire early, you're in your mid 40s, you're in your 50s, and you want to walk away from the job you've had or the career you're in, you want to not be committing 40, 60 hours a week of your life anymore to a career that you've topped out at. There's no more upside for you. You're never going to be a senior partner. You're never going to be an owner. You're never going to be the president's favorite son or daughter. You've reached a point where, you know what, I'm tired, sick and tired, Bruce, of this work. I got the 3 a.m. phone call last month. My life is completely changed. I have got to get out of my day job. Can I live off of my assets? Can I help my parents live off of their assets? I am now in charge of the family estate here because I'm the one that's been chosen by the family, or the only one capable of managing the estate of the family. Credit spread trading might be in order here. A very conservative, very conservative credit spread strategies might be in order. Cash secured put strategies are definitely in order here to build cash reserves and bring interest income in. This could be the move for many of you out there at ages that I'm thinking 40s and 50s, but I know there are some of you in your 30s who are saying, Uncle Bruce, I want to do this now. I want to quit my day job now. I don't want a 20-year career with the company that I'm with anymore, or I'm with now. I don't want to be here in my 50s. I'm in my early 30s, mid 30s, late 30s. I want out. Can I get out and be my own asset manager and live off of it? Well, if you've learned how to write cash secured puts, you've learned how to do call and put credit spreads, iron condors, conservative strategies, even poor man covered call writing strategies that give you much greater leverage, this could be your ticket out. And a combination of all of those might be the ticket that you're going to go with. I cannot emphasize enough how you have to understand the option market from every angle. Otherwise, you are fooling yourself. You are walking into a gun range from the wrong door. You're coming in from the area where they're shooting at. You've got to be on the right side of this market. You've got to be a casino. You have to be the writer of options, not the buyer of options. I cannot beg you enough. I can't beg enough that you guys get this through your minds to force yourself to shift sides in this market. You've got to be the writer, and this is where the money is made. I'm sorry, it's not sexy. Sometimes people only want me to tell them how to get rich overnight. Put $1,000 into this and it's going to be worth $100,000 in 3 weeks. I'm sorry, that doesn't exist in real life. It only exists in the fantasy world. Get out of the fantasy world and get into the real world and learn how making 5, 8, 10% in a month is massive when it comes to returns. Absolutely unbelievable, because the compounding of 5% a month, 8% a month, 10% a month, 12% a month is so huge on an annual basis. The compounding factor will completely alter your world. Your friends will look at you 2 years from now and go, oh, you did really well and you're now self-employed. Oh, what one trade did you do that allowed you to quit your day job and become your own asset manager. And you're going to look at your friends, they're not going to listen to you, but you're going to look at them and say, look, I'm an option writer, and it isn't one trade. It is the way I now handle my assets. They're going to shut off. They're going to just shut off and say, oh, well, I'm not interested, because I don't believe you. You used to be a long shot trader. You used to go after all these hot rumors. Now you're telling me that you're a methodical, systematic writer of options. I don't believe it. Well, once you've made your first successful option right trade, you're going to want to do another one. And you're going to quickly realize, I'm getting off the train of these hot stock prediction trades. I'm getting out of that bandwagon. I'm on the other side here. I'm going to take my 5, 10, and 15% hits, and I'm going to just generate some serious dough here. And I'm going to compound my money every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, every 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, 20 weeks. I'm going to have a combination here of deep in the money calls I own, and I'm going to write short-term calls against them. I'm going to write cash secured puts that are out of the money for the next 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. I'm going to get into put credit spreads that expire this Friday, next Friday, a month from now, 3 months from now. I'm going all over the place. I am not going to be this gambler that just looks to put $5,000 into a stock that is on the move, and I'm going to try. I just want to make 10 grand. I just want to double my money. I just want to double my money. So many people have lost everything trying to just double their money. Welcome to the party, pal. It's up to you. You've got to decide how you want to do it. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here. Realty is here. Good morning, you all, from Mark Tortuga. You are the man. Charlie says the GOAT. Pickcomb. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. What does it say here? Thanks for the secure and sound advice over the years. It helped me. There you go. Thank you so much for saying hi. Lee Mortimer is in the house this morning. Lee, how you doing, buddy? Thank you for joining in, and thank you for picking up one of those classes on sale. Well done. Who else is here? Mandu number 5 in the house. Good morning to you, my friend. Thank you for joining me this morning. Remember, everybody, the sale is on. The Black Friday deal that I started late November, it stops on the 31st of December. There's a good reason for this. I'm not here. I'm out of here. New Year's Eve, Jen and I are on an airplane. We're heading to London. I can offer this $150 deal until the 31st, and that's the end of it. 2 weeks to go, and the sale is over. If you haven't picked up any classes, you've been behind the 8 ball. This is your opportunity to jump in there. Let me know what classes you'd like, and we'll get you set up. Thank you again for all of you out there who've been so kind to Jen and I. You've been sending us PayPal donations to say Happy Christmas to us and New Year. And thank you again and again. It goes a long way. These donations you generate to us helps us to travel and just get by and everything else. But picking up the classes will help you. Yeah, I don't mind the $150 a class that you're acquiring. No question about it. I put in the work to generate the classes. You've got to put in the work to take them. And now get some dough off of this market. It is time for you to take money off of this market. H. Gregory, hi, Uncle Bruce. I'm thumbs up number 71. I'm writing you as always. Thank you. Stuart in the house. Good morning, Uncle B. Thank you, Stuart. Sharon from New Zealand. Hello, Sharon. Greetings to you from New Zealand, too. Thank you for joining me and saying hi, all of you, to us here. It is much, much, much appreciated. Thank you all. Again, I cannot thank you enough for being with us. Again, I'm so appreciative of all of you for coming through here. And do let us know how you're doing, and you know, how have you done this year? How are you doing? Are you answering the poll question today? I hope you are. Please consider running the poll question and letting us know how you're doing. Okay, I'm just popping up this announcement. I hope this works on the bottom of my screen. I'm trying to pop the announcement of the class. There they go. The tracker's on there, the ticker's on. 31st of December, classes are still on sale, last 2 weeks. And if you want all 19, you can get them for $150 a piece. Or if you want 2 of them, 3 of them, 1 of them, 9 of them, you decide. Send me a private email. Tell me which numbers you'd like. Bruce, I've sent you $750. I want 5 classes. Here are the ones I want. Tell me the numbers. I will send you the links personally, and then you can rewatch them as many times as you wish and become an option writer. Okay, everybody? Thank you very, very much. Where are we at now on the poll question? Let me see if I can get the update. 108 of you have answered one of the poll questions. 32% of you say, I've earned between 0 and 10% so far at this point in time in my accounts by being an option writer. 36% of you are saying 10 to 30% has been my return so far. 15% say 30 to 50% returns, and 17% say, Uncle Bruce, I've made over 50% in my accounts profits by being an option writer. That is phenomenal. Thank you for participating in this. The other poll, only 38 responders because not as many viewers. 37%, 0 to 10%, 34%, 10 to 30%, 11% say 30 to 50% profits, and 18% over here, almost 1 in 5, making over 50% returns. I will bet you dollars to donuts. I will bet you dollars to donuts that the folks who are making 30 to 50% and over 50%, which is about a third of all of you, if I got my numbers right, yeah, almost a third of you are making at least 30% and more than 50%. My hunch is that a majority of those responders have taken a number of my classes. You've taken the most. The folks who watch most of the classes that I've done make the most money. I've been told this by viewer after viewer after viewer after viewer. Uncle Bruce, I've taken your classes. I've had a one-on-one with you. I have a one-on-one with you every quarter. I have 4 a year with you. I invest money into making money. I pay you $500 every time I spend an hour. It's always an hour and a half or longer with you. And this is money well spent. I would rather send you $500, spend an hour and a half with you on a Sunday or a Saturday, and talk to you about my account, where I'm at, what I've been doing, and get your take on any adjustments I should make. You always come up with a couple of thoughts that hadn't even occurred to me, and I make the moves the next week, and I instantly bring in another 5-10 grand into my account that cost me $500. It's unbelievable. When you get to that point, I will be more than happy to talk to you one-on-one and go over your changing world, your changing situation. So many of you have reached out to me to say, look, a year ago, I would never have thought to do any of your lessons or have a one-on-one with you. But in the last year, things have changed in my life, whether it's because of work, because of my familial situation, death in the family, whatever it is, my health, my wife's health, my parents, my grandparents. Something happened in the last year where I got the dope slap and I had to step up and grow up instantaneously because my world is over. My childhood ended last year. Me as a 38, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, I was still a kid, acting like a kid. And I got the 3 o'clock in the morning phone call. I got the text. I got the email. I got the message that I am no longer who I thought I was. And all of a sudden, I now need to grow up and take control of my life. And you, sir, popped in there. I don't know how it happened, but I found you on YouTube, and I watched you for a while. I started a couple of your lessons. Just I thought $150, $200 a lesson. What the hell? Okay, I'll try one or two. And oh my God, my eyes just opened up and went, what? I can do what? I only need how little to be an option writer? I don't need $100,000 to be an option writer. I can quit my day job with like 50 grand. What? There's no channel out there that talks about this. Nobody talks about the market from this angle. Every other influencer or class people or specialty course providers in finance, the finance courses, these people talk about a 20-year retirement plan. They talk about putting $500 a month away for the next 20, 30 years into diversified assets. And if you can earn 6 or 8% a year on your money for the next 30 years, by the time you turn 65, you will have this much money. I can't do that. I'm 45 now. I am sitting on 50 grand. That's all I've got. How am I going to retire in 10, 15 years? And that's assuming I'm in good health and I can keep working until I'm 65. There are viewers here who have debilitating issues that they're dealing with from a health perspective, who are saying, Uncle Bruce, my future is now. I need income today to survive. Can you help me? I sure hope I can help you. Give me a chance. Give yourself a chance. Thank you, everybody. Who's this? Corinne? Corinne is here. Christina's here. Is this thing on? Thank you all. Thank you. Doug Kubler, Sofi, $27 Sofi cash secured put expires this Friday. Bring it in. It's okay. I'll take the stock. And who else is here? Have you, H. Gregory, have you ever been sold? What is this? Have you ever sold options on DKNG? Premiums are good. I haven't. Sharon from New Zealand says, I have 10 GameStop $20 cash secured puts expiring Jan 26. I got $2. When the market opens, I am aiming to buy them back for about 30 cents. And I'm going to write again and bring in another $2. Well, 10 times is a $2,000 take. Buying them back for 30 cents, $300. So you take in $2,000, give back 300, and take in $2,000 again. This is called winning. Winning, beautifully winning. Sharon, well done. You just keep up the good work and take the free money that they're handing you and say, thank you, sir, may I have another. Those of you who are doing this with 5 contracts, 10 contracts, 20 contracts, 50 contracts, you're doing this with 10 contracts on 5 different stocks at the same time. Whatever your level of activity, congratulations. If you can do 100 of these trades, these kinds of trades, you write 100 contracts and bring in $2, you're bringing in 20 grand and giving back 3,000 and keeping 17,000. That's a nice way to grow your portfolio. It beats getting 4% interest from a bank. I don't know of anyone who can get 4%. Does any bank pay 4%? I don't think so. This is beautiful stuff. Thank you for sharing these comments, all of you out there, letting me know what kind of contracts are you writing. Tell the viewers out there, tell the fellow viewers, what kind of contracts have you been writing this past year? And what kind of returns have you been getting? What did you do? Did you do a credit spread? How much money did you make on a credit spread? Did you do poor man covered call option writing? Tell us how you're doing on those, including how those underlying options are doing. How many of you are writing covered calls? Are any of you writing covered calls on Tesla? Have any of you been writing put credit spreads on Tesla and getting exercised? Are any of you writing cash secured puts on on any stock and getting exercise. How did that work out? Let us know. I'd love to hear this. Thank you all so much for sharing what is going on. Anyway, there you go. The man writes, this is a great comment right here. My son turns 13 next April, and he's opening a brokerage account and said he's going to put 25% of his money he gets in it every month. God, I wish I could have done that when I was 13. Yeah, unbelievable. Roden says, I had the possibility to invest in Bitcoin when I was 16. I regret it. Now the house next to my grandmother is for sale. Luckily, my uncle could take it and expand his company. Amazing. Let's go, baby. Pick Holmes says it best, which where he's quoting Auntie Jen. Auntie Jen says, winners cash checks. That's right. If you make 10% on your money, you're cashing a nice little check. You make 50% of your money, you make 80% of your money. You write cash secured puts and bring in $2,000 and then give back $300 and keep the rest, $1,700 gain on a $2,000 investment. That's 85% return on your capital. How long did that take? Did that take 6 months? Did that take 3 months? Did that take a year? Are you okay with 85% return? Hello. What can I say? Thank you all for being here and joining in, being with us. I just want you guys to make money. I just want you to make money. Nothing to it. Thank you all. Gil says, hello. Looks like the markets are broken. Where are we, Gil? Thank you for being here. Where's that comment there? I'm going to try to get that up here. There we go. Something big is happening, and we have no clue what it is. The days where we write puts and wait to see them expire worthless seem to be over. It may be time to do a different strategy that works in a bear market. Well, if you think we're in a bear market, fair enough. You can certainly be a call writer. You can be a poor man covered call writer. You can do credit spread trading. There's so many ways to go. Call credit spreads. Away we go. Anyway, there you go. Pick Holmes says cash secured puts on SoFi IRA went from 26,000 to 100,000 this year. I'm just saying that's how much money Pick Home did, taking 26 grand into a $100,000 level by being a cash secured put writer. Just saying, I love it. The man says, I write covered calls far out of the money until I have held the ticker for 12 months, then write closer to the money for long-term capital gains. Giddy up. Excuse me. DH Harvesting says, all cash secured puts on SoFi Jan 26, 27s. I got 38 of those for $252. January 27 expiry, $30 times 10 for $870. Jan 27 expiry, $35 cash secured puts. Got 5 of those, $12.15 each. All written during the recent dip. There you go. So 38 times 252 a contract. How much money is that? That's what's that? 100 grand. That's $250 times 40. No, that's 10 grand. 10 30s for 870 each. That's 8,700 more, and 5 35s for 12.15 each. That's another $6,000. So was that 25 grand? That's 25 grand in cash in his hand. Offering to buy back SoFi. I'll buy it at 27, 30, and 35. I dare you to make me buy this stuff. The 35s will cost them $23 because he got 12 up front. The 30s will cost them $21.30, and the 27s will cost him $24.50 if he's forced to buy them. DH, well done. Rock and roll, baby. Rock and roll. Rocket Lab, bad earnings, Brian wants to know. Roden says that Rocket Lab is being touted for $83 at eToro. They think it's going to go to $83. Let's see. The man is asking, do I pull the trigger on October 2026 Cash secured puts 30s for $10. Should I write cash secured puts on GameStop? Are those sorry, or are those sorry? Those are not GameStop. Those are SoFi's. Should I do SoFi's at 30 for $10? Tough decision to make. Debbie says I took $323,000 in my IRA, and I turned it into $600,000 in 10 months. Well done, Debbie. Beautiful job. Giddy up. Cover SoFi calls all day long. Giddy up, everybody. I love it. The man says that's on GameStop. Those $30 cash secured puts, GameStop. If I took $30 GameStop cash secured puts, I would get $10. So I would be on the hook to buy the stock for $20 net. I put up $3,000. I get 1,000 back. I'm only into the stock for 20. It's at 22.28. I like the timing between now and October. I think you're going to do very, very well here. Not bad. Beach Boy is in the house. How you doing? Hi, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Have you looked into the Japanese interest decision coming up in 2 days? Might it affect the carry trade markets? That's a good question. Those of you who don't understand the carry trade, I'll explain it like this as best I can. There have been gamblers, mainly institutional size investors, hedge funds, deep-pocketed players who have now for a number of years, they've played a strategy where they, excuse me, where they buy Japanese yen. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. They borrow Japanese yen. Okay, they borrow Japanese yen from Japanese investment operators, investment companies, banks, brokers, you name it. So they borrow money from Japanese lenders at very low rates. Back 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 6 years ago, interest rates were zero. And so you could borrow money from a Japanese bank for 0.5%, 1%, 0.25%, very low rates. And they would then turn around and just buy U.S. treasuries yielding 3%, 4%. They would acquire, with that capital they borrowed, they would acquire Bitcoin. They would acquire cryptocurrencies. They would buy stock denominated in American dollars because the U.S. government was paying interest on bonds where the Japanese government was not paying interest on Japanese bonds anywhere near what the Americans were paying. And so the Japanese yen was dropping in value against the US dollar. So the US dollar was appreciating in value as the Japanese yen was depreciating in money. And if you borrowed Japanese yen to buy US assets, dollar assets, you were not only making money on the appreciating American item, markets were going up, bonds were paying a higher yield, you were also finding that the loan you owed to Japanese bankers was lowering in value because the yen was going down. So if you borrowed $10 million from a Japanese investment firm at 1% interest, and you were pulling in 4% interest from a US Treasury note or a BIL or from a dividend from a stock, like you bought IBM at $160 a share US, and it was yielding 4% interest, 3% interest, dividend yield from dividends. You were making more money in yield than you were paying in interest to the Japanese bank. And as the US dollar kept going up in value and the yen kept dropping in value from the moment you made the move to borrow this money, you found that a year later, you only owed the Japanese bank $9.6 million because the yen dropped 400,000 on you, which is great. but your IBM went to 180 a share and the dollar went up in value by that 400,000. You're sitting on 12 million and you only own 9.6. The difference in 1 year, 24% or 22.4 million. Just this very simple example. I am talking about billions of dollars borrowed, tens of billions in play globally here against the Japanese currency and Japanese banks. Now, Japanese banks deal in yen and they get paid interest in yen. So they're not losing money. They're making money, but only in yen. The players who are international players were making the dough. Now, Beach Boy asks me if the Bank of Japan raises its interest rates this week, and that's being speculated that's going to happen. The talk is 2% bank rate, which means a prime rate in Japan could be 4.5%, 5%. We are over the zero interest days in Japan. Same in Germany, same in Switzerland. Those days of zero interest have disappeared. So the carry trade is disappearing, which means a lot of unwinding has to be done. Loans have to be repaid because now if you owe yen to Japanese banks, you run the risk of the yen appreciating against the American dollar. The American dollar now will be losing value to the yen, which means if you owe yen to bankers, it'll cost you more than just the interest to pay them back. You're losing on the currency trade. This is what Beach Boy is curious about. Bagel Babe says, good morning. Walter Young says, good morning to you, Uncle Bruce. Glad to be here this morning. Thank you, Walter. Ryan, Uncle Bruce, do you still envision GameStop being over $50 in a few years? I do. I've talked about that already on this program. Very excited about the upside of GameStop and SoFi coming up just this year alone, 2026. Very excited. At the moment, the markets are ahead with 17 minutes to go before we open for the day. We have the markets ahead at this point in time. We're showing the markets at the moment. One moment here. We're up 132 on the Dow. We're up 20 points on the S&P. And we're holding an 89-point gain on the NASDAQ. All morning, the markets have been up slightly, whereas the last 3 days we've had losses. And I'm kind of guessing the beginning of the end of tax loss selling is coming quickly because remember, this is the 17th. A week from today is Christmas Eve. The 25th, Thursday, we're closed. The week after that is New Year's Eve. The 1st of January, we're closed. And so holidays are coming up. People are wanting to get their year-end taxation stuff figured out. It's being done already. It's been 2 weeks now of readjusting portfolios, and I think we're about to end that adjustment in the next couple of days. And that's why I would not be surprised if the markets have a couple of up sessions now that the sell-offs are over and the readjustments have been made. Some folks have sold off stocks they're losing money on for a capital loss to deflect against capital gains taxes on gains they have had. This is quite the new normal. This is obviously what's happening at the institutional level and the individual level. And I think we're almost through that, which means a lack of stock for sale across the board, which means that we move up. And remember, at the end of this year, at the end of this month, and into January, hundreds of billions of dollars of fresh capital will come into the markets. The annual contributions into pension plans around the world will be done. This is an automatic thing every year. And that generates markets that could go up nicely through January and February. And there are people out there who are counting on that today, moving into these dips now. That's what's been going on here. Don't forget, people are looking forward past this week, next week, into next month and the month after, okay? Thank you all, everyone, for being here. Flint Creek is in the house. Flint Creek Soap Company. Did you order your soap from flintcreeksoapcompany.com? flintcreeksoapcompany.com is the official soap company of this channel. Order your soap today. Cashmere. Ooh, that's a wonderful soap. Thank you so much for being here and welcome. Don't forget to support our friends. Bobby, thank you for your commentary. Little voice in my head says I should get a few shares of SoFi before the S&P run up here. Basically a mix of shares and cash secured puts, or buy deep in the money calls and write poor man covered calls, or just write cash secured puts into the 30s and 35s and say thank you very much, sir. May I have another? Jan 27 35s might give you some serious money. What can I say? MVS Funhouse is here. Welcome. It's wild that no Wall Street analyst covers GameStop's stock, considering institutional ownership is near, if not at all-time highs. Well, again, I've said this a million times over. GameStop needs to hire a spokesperson from the stock angle. They need a public figure to represent the stock. Ryan Cohen isn't doing it. He doesn't want to talk in public very much. Their PR department, I don't know who those people are, obviously. Their in-house stock relations, their investor relations department, non-existent. Nobody's. They never speak. There's no conference call for the quarterly financials. What do you expect Wall Street to do? If you don't talk to Wall Street isn't going to cover you. It's just that simple. And maybe it's part of the master plan for the company. I can't tell you what Ryan Cohen is thinking. He's not telling us. It is what it is. Henry, hi, Uncle Bruce. A lot of news out there. Is the economy in trouble with stagflation? What are your thoughts next year? Prediction, thank you. Flint Creek, Santa sent lots of packages to members. Thank you, Santa. Right on. Good morning, Uncle Bruce from Big Dog. Gil, the tax sellers still want back in. If we have a big update, they will be stuck in cash. Many funds are in cash as of April and show poor performance, looking for an entry point. Crypto Link, Ryan Cohen makes 2.66% return on equity with $2 billion. Is he a doofus? Crypto Link, $8 billion. Sorry, it's not 2.6. It's $8 billion. What can I say? We'll see what happens. Lucas is in the house. Uncle Bruce, Gisty, how you doing? Welcome, buddy. Thank you for joining me, Lucas. And ciao, Uncle Bruce. How you doing, old man? Thank you for saying hi. We're doing great. Jen and I are about to embark on a bit of a trip on New Year's Eve. We're in an airplane heading to London, and we're heading to Malta for a week. First week of January, we'll be in Malta, and then we're going on a cruise ship out of Southampton around the middle of January until towards the end of February. We're going from Southampton to Singapore. We are much looking forward to that 6-week voyage. We'll have internet. I'll be broadcasting. I look forward to talking to you then. If any of you need a one-on-one, I'll have to talk to you from Malta, or I'll have to talk to you from a cruise ship. But we'll get together. You let me know. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight and this morning from wherever you are. Just got back from Malta myself yesterday, says Lucas. I just got back from Malta. Yeah, only about 150 kilometers south of Italy. Looking forward to the trip, and it should be a ton of fun. Thank you all so much for joining us from wherever you are on the planet. We open in 10 minutes. We're still up on the morning, about a quarter of a percentage point, roughly. Oil is up about 85 cents a barrel, trying to have a bit of a run. Thank you all for being with me. Nice to have you with us in the house this morning. Don't forget to visit Popeye. There you go. Not quite sure what that means, but I'll have to look into that. Thank you again for being with us today. We're up right now on SoFi about 11 cents. GameStop is up a couple of cents right now. The Qs are up 162. Rocket Lab is up $1.36. MSTR is up about $1.20. Notice that Smart Rent is at $2.15 a share. It's looking a little better these days. Apple up 38. Tesla down about 270, 280. Microsoft is up $1.60. Google is up $1.07. Amazon up 280. Nvidia down 65 cents. Meta up 26 cents at the moment. Supermicro down 9. ASTS is up 198. AI up a nickel. Palantir up about 58, 64 cents roughly. Unity up 34. Goldman up 3.99. Cisco is up dollar, about 12 cents. Spiders are up $1.40. Netflix up $1.50, finally moving up a little bit. I'm just reading everything off my phone. Don't mind me here. Arc Innovations up 50 cents. IBM at $304. It's a far cry from $160, isn't it? I remember talking to people about IBM at $160, $180, $190 a share, talking about writing call options, writing $200 call options and rolling up to 210s and then rolling up the next batch to 220s and 230s and just rolling up, and then writing cash secured puts for any of you out there who wanted to do that. I do recall on this channel talking to all of you who were here at that time. If you were here with me in 2023, like a year and a half ago, writing $10 cash secured puts on SoFi. I remember talking about $12 cash secured puts, 14s, 15s, $17 cash secured puts. Unthinkable. $20 cash secured puts that were trading in the $5, $6 range. Unbelievable money. 22s, 25s, 30s, 35s on SoFi. Here we are. How many of you have been doing that all the way up, taking money off the table time and time again? Those of you who've been writing cash secured puts on Rocket Lab, it's been one hell of a ride for you guys. I'm so excited for so many of you who have done so very, very well. You gotta love it. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome all to the program. Lucas, question for you. I got a poor man covered call on Rocket Lab. I bought a strike at $20, expiring April 25th for $26. So I bought 20. Bought strike 20 April 25 for 26 and sold calls. Okay. I paid $26 a contract to buy the $20 contracts. Okay. And I wrote them to reduce the purchasing price to $19. Gotcha. Okay, I gotcha. So now should I keep it all at all or roll into 20s? Well, okay, you've got a couple of choices here, many choices. You could theoretically buy back the calls and sell these calls you have and buy higher strike calls further out, and then write new calls for January, February, March for big money. Do the math and figure out, okay, I gotta buy back the calls I've written. I can then sell off my deep in the money calls, I'm assuming for a profit, and then roll into higher strike calls instead. Go to January 27 on those instead of being April 20, whatever. Again, I'm assuming that's what's happening here. You want to go further out in time, higher strike so that they're cheaper to get in that sense. Maybe it's a break-even cost, and then write new contracts for additional dough. These are very good questions, and you've taken some classes to understand this. There you go. Anyway, are you streaming in or you just missed us? I'm on here for today. I'm here for today. I hope I've always missed you, you know. Popeye movie was filmed in Malta, apparently, says Camaro, and turned into a tourist attraction there. I didn't see the movie, so I don't know if that's anything to do. Lee Mortimer, I've rolled a SoFi $10 cash secured puts right up to January 2027 35s. Lee, I have a deep suspicion. I have a vibe here that says to me, you, sir, are sitting on a whole bunch of money that you weren't sitting on 2 years ago. Your cash level and your returns have been phenomenal, and they should be, and you deserve all of it. There you go. Giddy up, everybody. Bobby says that the Trump kids pulled out of the Paramount offer. Netflix is again the favorite for the WB deal. We'll see how that plays out. And Charlie says I'm out. I'm out now on, but I wrote poor man cover calls on IBM. Went sideways for a little bit, but then took off. One of the best trades I've made percentage wise. Giddy up, Charlie. Dude is here, says Uncle Bruce. DH Investing. I bought 1,000 shares of Sofi with all the premium that I brought in. That's awesome stuff. Market looks positive today. We open in 3 minutes, says Rodents. DH, I did that on cash secured puts, baby. Giddy up, man. This is great. Lee Mortimer, 120 contracts. All thanks to you, Uncle Bruce. 120 $35 if I get this right, $135 cash secured puts. Where is that comment? I got to go back. I love it. Just love it. I love it, man. It is so great. Thank you all so much. Yeah, I've gone to January 27th, $35 cash secured puts, got 120 of those. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That is pretty good. To write 120 $35 cash secured puts. Have you done the math out there? Anybody? Is anyone doing the math out there? You got to have some dough to write those. Yeah, baby. Lee, you got my thumbs up, buddy. You got my thumbs up. And Lee is not alone on this channel. Lee Mortimer is representative of a ton of my viewers who are now writing 20, 40, 80, 100, 120, 150, 200 cash secured puts on SoFi at 30, 35 a piece. You want to write 100 cash secured puts at $30 a contract, you need 300 grand to do that. You want to write 235s, you need 700,000 to do that. And you get the premium on top of that, and you're earning interest on your dough. Yeah, baby. Welcome to this party. It pays to take a $150 lesson on how to write options. These lessons are $150 each. You can't spend $3,000 on how these option writing works with my classes. If you buy all 19, it's $2,850. You want to become a writer of 120 $35 contracts? $2,850 investment is hardly an issue. Welcome and thank you all. For all of you out there who let me know how you're doing on these contracts, I love it. We're opening in a minute. The poll question, 147 people have answered one of my poll questions, and the results are very interesting. I've been writing stock options. My accounts are up in the last year by different percentage points. 37% say I'm up between 0 and 10%. 35% say I'm between 10 and 30% gains. 13% say 13 to 50%, Bruce. 16% of you say I'm up over 50% on option writing in the last year in my entire portfolio. On my other broadcast here on the vertical format, 47 people have figured out how to answer the poll question, and 38% say I'm up 0 to 10%. 34% say I'm up 10 to 30%. 9% are saying 30 to 50%, and 19% say over 50%, Bruce. So you take that 30% and up number, it is 28% on one poll, and it is 29% on another poll. Those are significant gains that have been made, and I suspect very much There are people out there who have made that kind of money from this option writing program by being class takers. They took my classes, and that's how it happened. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Thank you again for all of you. Boeing Tiger, oh, it's so nice to see you, Bruce. The markets are open, kids. They're trading now. How you doing? Are any of you making money out there? Giddy up, everybody. I want you to be, all of you to be just nothing but richer. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We have a gain right now about 6 cents on GameStop, 9 cents on SoFi. The Dow's up 94. NASDAQ is up about 15.5 points. Lucas, thanks, Uncle Bruce. You got it, buddy. We'll get together sooner rather than later. The man, Uncle Bruce, I've got 2 GameStop, excuse me, I've got 2 GameStop $25 calls that expire on Friday. 2 $25 calls. What do you recommend I roll them to? And I know it's not financial advice. Well, are you long these contracts, or have you written these contracts? It would help if you told me what you're doing with those. ALA is going neat, 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 hanging the bells, baby. Christina, bells, 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 bells. We're open, we're open, we're open, we're open. Thank you, everybody, for joining me this morning. Neat emojis are flying everywhere. Welcome all to the program, and it's great to have you with us. 22.45 on GameStop. We're up 17 cents. Pre-market, we weren't doing anything, and now we're up 17 in the pre-market on GameStop. Thank you very much. We got SoFi up 18 now to 26.76. We're moving higher. AI is up a nickel. Rocket Lab up 71. Palantir down 95 cents. ASTS up $1.90. We've got gains here on Microsoft. We're up 51 cents. We're up on Apple 98. Nvidia's down 318. Google down 110. We've got Tesla up 170. Amazon up 189. Meta's up 186. Netflix up $1.59. There you go. I wrote them a month ago, says the man. I wrote $25 calls on GameStop, and they expire day after tomorrow. What are your thoughts? Well, you can theoretically buy them back if you wish. They're out of the money. They're going to die worthless if the shares stay under $25. Obviously, you've written these calls at 25. GameStop is sitting at 22.50 right now, so you're 250 out of the money with 2 days to go. I'm sure they're trading at what? What are they trading at? A quarter? Are they trading at 10 cents? I don't even know. You could turn around and write $25 calls for January 26. Just go down a month. Or you could go February or March and take a larger cash premium on these out-of-the-money 25s. There's that opportunity. Of course, if you've done this right, and you buy them back, you're telling me that they're now at 4 cents a piece. If you buy them back now and you sell the shares right here at 22.50 and turn right around and write 2 cash secured puts at 25 for January, February, March, you can also bring a premium in on that side of the coin or the equation. Totally up to you how you want to do this game. You've got wonderful questions and issues. I love the idea of buying them back for 4 cents and writing. Can you get $2 on another contract? Can you bring in $2 on writing I don't know, January, February 25s? What can you bring in? I think it's time to bring in some serious money. Why only sit on $4? Forget the last 4 cents and move into some dough here. It's time to bring in some more money. Absolutely. And if it lets you buy more stock, fine. You acquire a few more shares. I doubt you'll bring in enough money to get another 100, but look, cash is cash here. Sitting on 4 cent contracts makes no sense to me. You should be into dollars, not pennies. Let's take a look here. I'm trying to get my computer to give me the January call prices right now, and it's like extracting teeth. My computer is just just not reacting. I've got too many tabs open, obviously, at this moment, I suppose. That is my issue. Thank you all, though, for waiting me out and hanging out with me this morning. It's nice to have you with us today from wherever you are. January 16th would be the date I would be looking at to write January calls. Now, 25s will only bring you 42 to 45 cents, so you're not going to get serious money there. What if you went out to maybe March? What kind of premium could you get? You can't go March. April, I guess. You can do April 26s. Let's take a look. Unless I'm missing something. I see April 26s that could be written. 25s will bring you $1.80, $1.84. So they're up a little bit this morning. You might try to get 189, 194 for them, 199. 2264 on GameStop. We're moving up. So those calls are going to move up a little more. Those $25 calls, they might reach closer to the $2 level this morning for April 26th. If you can get close to $2 for them, that's $800, $400 in your pocket. Thank you very much. Nothing wrong with this picture whatsoever. Yeah, the 25s now, 180, 84. They're probably going for 185, 190 now. There's 8,200 of them out there approximately. 1,100 traded this morning, I guess. I'm not 100% sure on that. Something to consider. 2260 on GameStop. We're definitely moving up here. 2266. So thank you very much. The higher the shares go, the lower puts go, the higher calls go, and so I like to say giddy up, baby. Thank you very much. I'm going to take a look at January 16, 25s. I've got puts out there. And the last time I saw a quote, they were at 293 bid. I have a suspicion they might be even lower than that now. They are backing off from that 350 range. They were in the $455 range last week. I would imagine that they're probably more like 275 now as they are losing ground as the stock continues to inch higher. At 2260, the 25s are only worth 240 book value, and so they are running out of time as well. A most interesting session, to say the least. Welcome all to the program, and thank you for being with us today. From wherever in the world you are, it's lovely to have you with us this morning. Let's see. Let's go. ALA is asking me a question. Uncle Bruce, do you think you'd be willing to do a course for us Canadians that talks us through what you choose for your business structure with Anti-Gen and why you made the choices you did? I don't know. I'm not in that specialty. We're all different. We all have different needs. We all have different ages. We all have different structures, and I'm not sure about something like that. I can certainly talk to anyone one-on-one about their situation wherever you are, whether you're in America, Canada, the UK, Germany, Japan, Australia. I'll do the best I can to help. Once you fill me in on where you're at, I'll do what I can. But I'm just a guy. Jeff Glass, hey, I'm 2 hours late, but I'm catching up at double the speed. There you go. And then the man says, yeah, GameStop, no February or March option chains, but they will show up in the next few weeks. They will start to show up. One, I was just assigned $25 AI shares, average price $20.60. Well, I might be able to write the $25. What's he saying? Might be able to write $25 covered calls for April on those. You might want to look into that. Take the premium on that. That brings your costs down nicely. Absolutely. $22.57 on GameStop. AI right now, $14.51. Just for those of you curious, you could write 20s for the spring and bring in probably much more money. And that will likely bring you down to about what you paid for these, bring you lower than what you paid for these and bring you closer to the market. One, you have to decide for yourself how you want to play this. On the other hand, you could just sell the shares and write $20 cash secured puts for March and take that money. You could do that too. You got a bunch of choices here. You've got to take a look at your premiums and what works for you. We're up 158 to 169 on the Dow right now. We're down 1.8 on the S&P. We're down 37 on NASDAQ. The VIX is negative. That's a positive move at 1590. We got oil up 74 cents at the moment. GameStop is 2267. We just, I think, hit a new high for the day right now. Yes, we're hitting new highs for the day on GameStop, 2270 now. 400,000 volume. There's no volume on the stock. It is moving up nicely. Those $25 cash secured puts are worth $230 and falling. Down goes the put market. Up go the call options on GameStop. Giddy up, everybody. And more power to you. SoFi down 12 cents, 22.74 on GameStop, up now 44 cents. It's defying the rest of the market. GameStop is up and others are lowering in lower prices right now. AI down a penny, Rocket Lab down 89, Palantir down 185, ESTS down 97. Microsoft is up but only up 76 cents. Apple's up only 129. Nvidia's red, Google is red, Tesla's red, Amazon only up 115, Meta is negative. So we have more red showing than green at the moment. The Dow is holding a 160-point gain, but NASDAQ is down 70, and we have a drop on S&P of about 8.5. So that's what I see happening at the moment, okay? And then the man says, well, I'll put in a buyback on my calls, and then I'll try to write April 25. So see if you can get $199 for them. Undercut the $2 guys and go $199, or if you're going to go beyond 2, go to $209 and see if you can get $209. Oh, never mind. I bought it back at 4 cents and I sold to open at $204. Oh, there you go. So you just moved up $400 in cash on an out of the money contract. Nice move. This is a nice move. I like it. Giddy up. Juan says those premiums on AI 20s, cash secured puts, they look juicy. And that's what I'm talking about. Just dump the stock, write the 20s, and take premiums there. That might more than compensate you. And now you can fold your arms and enjoy the shrinkage over there. We'll see how it goes. 2260 GameStop, the high of the session now, 2274. We've had an interesting session so far. We've got not a ton of volume on GameStop, 480,000 only. Wait till we get into millions, tens of millions a day of volume. We haven't got that yet. It's very quiet, but the movement is undeniable. GameStop is going higher. I think it's going higher myself. How high? I don't know, but it's going up. They're worth more than, the company's worth much more than what it's trading at. So let's see. One step at a time. Giddy up, everybody. Welcome to the program. Thank you all for saying hi. Where are you? Nice to have you with us. Let's go here. The man says, I just looked at my year-to-date tax numbers. Looks like I'm going to have a problem in a couple of months. It is what it is. What about the warrants on GameStop, Bruce? What is going to happen on the warrants? The stock's got to make a move for the warrants to have any value. But they've done fairly well. They've had a bit of a premium to them. You have to decide yourselves if you want to play the warrant game. I don't think you have to, but hey, up to you. You can do cash secured puts on GameStop. You can do covered call writing. You do poor man covered call writing. 2262 right now is where the stock's at. It seems to want to go higher. It just looks to me like this stock wants to go back through 23, maybe to 24 again. That's what I think it looks like. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just have a gut vibe that GameStop wants to recover here to a higher level. And that's fine because I've got $25 cash secured puts expiring in January. I'm a happy guy. We're up 34 cents right now. Thank you very much. PH is saying, I only got 3 of them. No big deal. The man, can GameStop extend the expiration of the warrants? I don't think so. They can issue new ones anytime they want as a dividend, they can do that. But I don't see anything happening with that. And what can I do with the warrants? Does it have any effect? If I hold them, it has no effect. You can just cash them out and put the money somewhere else. Up to you. If they go up, if the stock goes up, the warrants go up. You decide what to do with it. And there you have it. San Hole MC Asanolo, definitely manipulation, keeping GameStop down. They're still mad from getting burned. Okay, let's go. How high? This high, says Bobby. That's how high. There you go. Rodent is thinking I'm just gonna, sell them down the road, whatever. Let's see. Matt is wondering, are we going to see any insider buying on GameStop? Wouldn't that be great if that happened? Well, again, I just expect GameStop they're having, I think right now, a fantastic fourth quarter, a really good fourth quarter. This is December. They're 2 months into the quarter. Their quarter ends the end of January. They're going to release at end of February, early March, their results for their fourth quarter, and I think they're going to release fantastic returns. But we'll see what goes. Mr. Jonathan is saying, a grand rising, Uncle B. Did we discuss Michael Burry thoughts on GameStop? I have not mentioned the Burry thing. It's more historical than futuristic. I keep noticing that whenever I read any article about GameStop, the writers of these articles ignore the cash balance, or they comment that the cash balance is $8 billion something, and ignore the $500 million Bitcoin exposure, which is liquid as hell. They don't talk about the interest made on the money. They don't talk about the potential of what the company could do with the money. No one speculates what they're going to do. They only talk about, their sales are down. Their sales are down. Their sales are down. They don't analyze why, what it means. They certainly don't talk about increased the margins going up. The Burry stuff covered a few things here and there about the squeeze and all that. It's history. That's all history. What about next year? What about 2 years from now? What about 5 years from now? GameStop is going to be a different corporation, I think, because it's already a different corporation than it was in 2020. From what it was in 2020 to what it is now in 2025, it's not the same company anymore. They didn't have 8.7 billion cash and 500 million in Bitcoin in 2020. But the street, the bias is negative on GameStop by most writers. And I guess they get more eyeballs when they talk about bad news. They don't get as many readers if they talk about good news. And or they're so biased against the stock that they don't want to talk about, the reality of the situation. I'm just a guy. I don't know. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy doing the best I can with what little I have. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going here. Other commentary. Let's see. Vander, you're either at 480 HP or my computer's messed up. My computer's messed up. And do you think GameStop's going to get into AI? How can they not? I think every company in one way or another gets into AI one way or another. But that's, I have no idea. I've had thoughts on what GameStop could do as a company, and I've done video upon video upon video upon video, and I haven't changed my mind as to what they could do, what they're going to do. What are they going to do? I don't know. But the stock is a little higher today, and I think it can go higher yet. That's where I'm at. I'm an optimist on GameStop, on GameStop's upside. There you have it, kids. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank you again for any of you grabbing classes, any of you looking for how to grab the classes. Instructions are down below. You can always get a hold of me. sending me a private email. I'll be more than happy to guide you along the road on how to get the best deal for these classes, okay? Again, thank you, all of you, for joining me over the years. Today was just one of those shows where I thought I'd come out here and let you know I'm alive and well and thinking about you and give you my 2 bits worth at this point. Thank you for answering the poll question today. 51 answers on one of the poll questions, and the other channel 171. Thank you. So 220 people have responded to the question about how much money you're making writing options, and 30% of you are generating more than 30% returns, including 15% returning over 50% returns as an option writer. On the other poll, it's 18% earning over 50% return, a total of 25% of you, more than 30%. Thank you. If you can participate in that poll question, that would be much appreciated. I thank you all so very much. There you go, everybody. What else is going on? Comments coming in. Thank you, everybody. What's that trend? Trendifier. I started to believe I will be at your age when GameStop will squeeze. Brian, remember on Ryan Cohen's last interview, he does not like AI, but he knows it will make a company more efficient. Brian says, good morning, everyone. Number 111, thumbs up. Trendifier, but I will still be holding it down the road. The man says, it's kind of fun sitting at work, writing a covered call and making $400 in 25 seconds. Don't tell my boss. The man, just think, if you could write 40 of these and haul in $8,000 doing the same trade. It's the same trade times 40 contracts. That's when you say goodbye to your boss. You don't need them anymore. Christina, have you had bagels off the air at all? Yeah, I'm still enjoying bagels, but definitely Jen and I are enjoying bagels from time to time. No question about that. Indeed, everybody. All right, I think I'm going to pack it in. I've been on the air now 2 hours, 20 minutes. The voice is going. Thank you all for all of your support of this lowly YouTuber. The classes are on sale to the end of the year. If you have questions, let me know. You have a shot at getting them. Until then, $22.60 on your GameStop. We're up 31. We're down only 2 cents on SoFi. Thank you, everybody. PH, last shareholder meeting, it sounded to me like Ryan Cohen implied they were waiting for a market dip to invest. That's always possible. The man says, that's the plan, Bruce. I'm going to get to the point where I've got the capital where I can write a bunch of these and say, sayonara, boss. I'm out of here. Brian, SoFi, 26.58, Bruce. Yeah, 59 right now. Up a penny on SoFi. BN, will you be setting up any one-on-one before you leave on the world tour? I can do one-on-ones anytime, kind of. You just have to get a hold of me. Send me an email, let me know when you want one, and I'll let you know when I'm available. But I will definitely do right up until we go, but I will also have one-on-one availability while on the Round the World tour. So I can do a one-on-one out of Malta. I can do one-on-ones off the cruise ship. We just have to figure out when it works, okay? Don't worry about me being on the road. I will be online. So I'll be producing product here and on the Travel Channel, and I will be able to have a one-on-one with you if you'd like one, all right? The Big V is here. Thanks, Uncle B. Thank you from Road Splair TV. Have a relaxed day, everybody. Richard Carlin, thumbs ups to all of you. Walter Young and gang wishes everyone a Merry Christmas. Thank you all for your kind words, thoughts, and best wishes. Best to all of you. Up 28 on GameStop now. AI just went positive. The Dow's up 177 on the day. Uncle Bruce, great listening to you. As always, best to you and Auntie Jen, and happy holidays, Christina. Merry Christmas to all of you. Don't be surprised if I'm on the air before I go. at least one more time, but I can't tell you what day that will be. Charlie, thanks for the time, Uncle Bruce. Have a great day to all of you. Thank you all so much. Much appreciate the thumbs ups and the best wishes. Have a great session, everybody. Get richer and keep us posted. And we'll keep an eye on the market from here as well. Having you with us is a great thank you for the great inspiration, says Sharon from New Zealand, and you're more than welcome. My pleasure. Okay, everybody, I'm out of here. We'll see you later. Bye.